We're going. Are we live yet? Are we live? We're live. Is it?
Oh, we're
Are
live.
we?
I think
We're
Yeah.
live.
I think so.
Yeah.
I said so.
Hello,
Hello.
hello, what's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, motherfuckers. With nary signs. I'm like, what? How can this? They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
With Missy
Just let me finish my thought before you fucking interrupt me. Wrong room to ask questions.
Welcome to the party, pal!
and Mike Markadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
All right, and we're live. Welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast, your favorite podcast where you come to watch and listen to people talk, debate, and argue over shit that they have no idea is true. I am Neri Science. With me, as usual, is nobody, because nobody that's usually here is on the podcast today. Everybody you just heard on that intro, aside from me, none of them are here. None of them. All have bullshit excuses too, by the way. Ooh, I got married today. Get the fuck out of here. I am instead here with a good friend of ours. This has been the first time in a long time, right? It's got to be years since our friend Q from so many podcasts. Q, how many podcasts have you had throughout the years?
Oh
Jesus.
my God, Jesus, too many.
So many.
Too many.
Our friend Q, and then Jeff. Jeff is here.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Geek Bro listeners know him from the Mount Geekmore podcast. From he was on WuBro for a while. He's also on Kickflix, and him and Q are both now part of Cramocopia, which are all on the Geek Bro network. So if you like true crime and humor, then go to Cramocopia.
we like to blend the horror and murder and mayhem
You
with
know,
humor.
the thing is that some of these criminals are idiots. You know what I mean? So they're stupid.
Most of them are, right?
Yeah, you know,
I think it's a thing where most
it's either crazy or stupid.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
Steph Animator Senior says hi.
Imagine that.
Hi.
Imagine that. Hi.
Imagine her being on the show. Crazy, huh?
Imagine-
let's see. You know, and I said, like, I'm glad that she's on. As far as 20 seconds ago, I don't know if she's still going to be on, but we were having this conversation. Me and Q has obviously known Stephanie the longest, as far as anybody here. I've known her, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years that I've known her, and I don't think I've ever met somebody in their 30s, well in their 30s, that is worse with time management than Stephanie Mayer Sr. Like, I've never met. It's fucking hilarious to me. Like, in our 20s, I think we're all bad, right? Everybody's bad at
Yeah.
time management. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm late, whatever. Blah. But you start getting into your 30s and 40s, and I was like, yeah, what are you like? How is it that at 5:30 you're like, yeah, I'll be there by 8, and then at 6:30 you're like, I'll be there by 9. I'm like, that's not the way shit works. Like, I don't understand how that's happened.
Yeah, no, and I'm used to that. So now I plan for it. You know what I mean? That's how you know it's bad. It's like I plan for it. If I'm gonna
Yes.
hang out with Steph, I have to make sure that I have the whole day blocked because anything can happen.
But you know what? Steph put ADHD life. I agree and I disagree because I have really bad ADHD my whole life, but I've always been so OCD about being there on time. Of like, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late kind of situation.
I think ADHD is so. I think that's like the scapegoat that everybody uses. Like, oh, I got ADHD, I got ADD, and
I
it's
think
like,
that's what Manson said.
you know what, this is the comedy audience equivalent when I'm having somebody who's super chatty in the audience, like just talking, and even if they're talking to me as like. They like, oh my God, that was funny. And my friend said the same thing earlier. And I was like, what are you this isn't an open dialogue here. What are you doing here? And I have those moments on stage where they'll go to me, I'm sorry, I'm Hispanic. I never learned to stay quiet. I'm like, see, no, that's an awful fucking excuse. That's like like that to me. Whenever I hear somebody go ADHD, that's why I'm late. No,
No.
You're just
No,
late.
sometimes you're
bad
just
at-
late, and sometimes you're just an asshole.
You're just
Why did
bad.
you, sir?
Time management is the nicest way I can say asshole. Like bad at time management is the nicest way I can be. Like you're just like you're inconsiderate. Like no, it's not. I love you, Steph. I'm just saying like the phrase time management. Like some people are not good at that. Like I'm
Sir,
not,
why did you embezzle
good at
billions
portion
of
control.
dollars?
I'm not good at
post-nasal
portion
drip.
control. Let's all be real. Let's all be real. We all have our faults. Portion control is not my strong suit. But fucking time management, I'm pretty decent. I'm pretty good at it. You know? I'm all right. Good.
Yeah, it's just not her strong suit, you know.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's
But
okay.
Missy
my
says,
God.
judge not. I judge. I judge. Anna says, we have a comment from Anna. Anna Mercadal Marcias says, congratulations to Mike Mercadal from his aunt Anna in Miami. Now, here's the thing, Anna. I didn't read your comment in full, and here's the reason why. Because whenever somebody's missing from the podcast, that episode, we play a game called Where is So-and-so? Okay, so because we're really short-staffed as far as our regulars, we're going to play Where do you think these motherfuckers are? That's what we're going to play. Where do you think these motherfuckers are? Let's start. We can't do the truth because the truth is not funny. So let's do like, where do you think Steph Unimayor Sr. is?
Hopefully, taking a time management course.
I like the fact that if we keep doing this, she's gonna come over to my house just to punch me in the face.
Yeah. In that
But at
case,
least
I
then-
think that
But at least then she'll be here. At least then she'll be here. Like, oh, we could start the show. Okay, punch you in the face. Now we start the show. Okay.
I think that Stephanie is showing up to a Renaissance fair that ended 3 months ago, but she's so bad with time management that she thought it was this weekend.
Oh man, those are all really, really good. I'm gonna say no, I can't say what I wanted to say. I'm gonna say, I don't know. It's so weird. You guys came up with really good ones. Fuck. You know what? I'll come up with something later. I'm gonna be like Stephanie, and I'll just think about something later, and then I'll hit you with something like right before the episode ends. I'll be like,
Throw
oh,
it in
by
there.
the way, here I'm here. Where do you guys think Mike is? What do you think Mike is doing?
Well, I told you. I told you earlier that he's on his honeymoon in Coney Island.
Which would be a fantastic. That's right up his alley. That is right up Mike's alley.
I mean, but only if he's doing it like the Warriors. And
Oh yeah, with the Coke
dressed
bottles. With the Coke
with
bottles.
the Coke bottles.
Q, where do you think Mike is?
I have no idea. I don't think I know Mike enough to like. All right, I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit you with the only thing that I know the most about Mike in recent years, I guess. He's at a Bernie Bros AA meeting.
Oh man, that was so good. I was so
good.
going with that. I was like, I think he's at a Bernie's won the election rally. That's where Mike is at right now. I was like, guys, anti-capitalism. I think he's at an anti-capitalism.
There you go.
Fuck Amazon and fuck person of the year rally. I forget his name. What is the person of the year? Who was that guy again?
Who, this year?
Yeah, what's his name? Tesla guy. I just forget his name. I know
Oh, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. I forget. I remember Amazon and I forget I forget like the name Elon Musk, but I'm like, I could give you his rap sheet, but I'm like, anyways. No, but
Bonus points if you could name his kid's name.
I can't even pronounce
it's an
that shit. Fuck
equation.
that.
It's an equation. It's
Right.
E equals
Yeah,
no sé qué by croqueta. I don't remember what it is. Something along those lines. In all real talk, shout out and congratulations, as his aunt Anna was saying, congratulations to Mike because he actually got married today. Like he just got up and got married today on a Wednesday, and it's a little weird because I'm not against his marriage. First of all, he's been with her for a short period of time, but I love her. Like I've never physically met her, and I love her. I love her for him, and she's great. What throws me off is not the fact that they got married or quote unquote that they've only been together for X amount of time. What bothers me is that we talked about yesterday about what was going to happen today in the podcast. Could have just given me a heads up, like I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it, bro. Like, oh, okay. Like I've never even been that guy that asked for an excuse. I've never needed a reason. Like if you go, hey, I can't make it tomorrow. Okay, that's it. That's all it is. Okay, fine. You're an adult. You know, it's a non-paid gig. I'm not gonna fucking.
Do you think
he
he didn't even know? He just woke up and was like, "Hey." You know, what would
he
be a good
messaged
idea.
me after the fact because I woke up from a nap today in the afternoon, and he had messaged me and Stephanie and said, "Hey, sorry I can't make it today. I just got married." And then he sends us a picture. Now, one of the pictures is the one that I happened to share, that he shared, that he posted and I shared, where it's like his face is kind of cut off. And I just woke up from a nap, so I'm reading this, and I'm like, "What the fuck is happening? What year? How long did I sleep? What's going on? Like, what?
Was I in a coma?
Yeah, I'm like, what's happening?" And then I see the picture, and I almost type, it does kind of look like you. It does. I was like, it does. Tirón aire, like it's. And I was like, oh, okay, so no, but it was actually him. And then he messaged me, and he was like, "Hey man, sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but we were just keeping it on the DL." And I was just like, how much earlier? Like,
Yeah.
Did you know?
again,
Yeah.
yesterday we were talking about the podcast. We were talking about shit that we were gonna say on the podcast. Like, what? Okay, which is weird because it's something we never do. By the way, WuBro. Anybody who listens to WuBro, we're pretty free flowing. It's not really like I think of things to put in the description only because StreamYard makes you write a description. Like, no, you have to write something. So I think of things to write day of. But the fact that I've been wanting to talk about what we're gonna end up talking about for a few days, I'm just like, why did you not say this to me yesterday? Just say I'm not gonna make it. I don't even need to know your plans. Just say I'm not gonna make it. But all right.
I have to give him credit for the photo he posted. That was one way to announce it. I was thrown by so many things. There was so many questions. I was just like, "Are you married? There's hot dogs. Is this a joke? What is happening?"
I got a text message at the garbage dump from my wife saying, "Hey, Mike got married," and I'm like, "Okay." Neri's flying created space travel. Like, what the fuck are we thinking of here? Like, we're just saying
we were just saying random words. We have random word diarrhea now. What's going on now? We have here's the thing, Q. You say that because you don't know Mike. If you knew Mike, you would know that he never would joke around about hot dogs. Ever. How dare you, man? No, I honestly thought it was a joke too. When he said, "Hey, I can't make it today because I just got married," and I was like, well, again, part of it was I just woke up from a nap, so I'm still groggy. But the other part was like, wait, what? Like, what's happening? Who gets married on the fucking Wednesday? Like, it's such a weird. I don't know. Like, it was a weird. Like, it just threw me off to hear that at 2:00 in the afternoon.
So Wednesday marriages in the middle of the weeks are supposedly like dirt cheap. If you actually did like a full ceremony, like, I mean, obviously hot dog stand, but like if you did like a full ceremony.
Well, because nobody gets married on a Wednesday.
Was it Nathan's though? What kind of hot dog?
Yeah, what kind of hot dog was that? Did he splurge or was he was like, no, we're going with we have no idea what's in that hot dog.
Oh, you know what would have been great?
Yeah, he's giving her the foot long later.
You know what? You know what would have been great if he would have done a Costco hot dog, because those hot dogs are the shit. Oh my god, Costco's legit. Like,
I feel like a New Yorker is looking at you right now, listening to you going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I don't know. Do they have Costco in New York? Because Costco is legit.
Costco hot dogs
are. A great hot dog is pretty fucking good.
Costco pizza and hot dogs.
Hot dogs. And then when they used to have that chicken bake, I don't know if they still have it. That they used to do like that. It was basically like a stromboli, but it was filled with chicken.
The pizza I have had. The pizza's good.
I have. I just went to Costco today, and I've been on this no carb, no sugar shit. So I literally like run by it, like fucking like, let's go, like pushing my car, like just go. Like, it's literally, don't look at it, don't fucking get tempted, just keep on fucking moving. But all right, well, congratulations to Mike, man. Yes. Him and Chiquita, that's his wife's name. Not officially, but we called her Chiquita because she has like the most Hispanic of Hispanic names in real life. And so I mentioned when I first met her, I said, "Oh, she has like the most Hispanic of Hispanic names," and I'm like, I don't know, something like Chiquita or something, whatever. And then she kept it, so that's her nickname throughout the show is Chiquita.
That's great. Okay,
awesome.
They also met on a dating app. Which is cool because it could have gone way wrong.
Yes,
absolutely.
You know how wrong it could have gone? He could have swindled somebody on Tinder.
A Tinder swindler, if you will.
Which is an excellent fucking segue. I hate segues. I hate segues.
Bam.
The worst. But yeah, Tinder swindler. Did you guys see the doc?
I started it. I haven't finished it, but I
finished it today. I finished it today.
But I'm not really
just FYI. It doesn't. There's a happy ending and not happy ending. I don't know.
Yeah.
How, like,
here's my thing, right? I don't understand how it can happen. These girls are talking about literally being swindled and they're happy about it. And I am questioning my life choices when they're explaining this whole story. I was like, you can only be wronged at the end of this. Like, these guys can only wrong you. And yet you're like, hey.
Well, there's a reason for that. The reason is that they put his name out there, his face out there, and so they are great. They're like gung ho and like, yeah, we fucking put his face out there so he can't do this to other people type of shit. So that's why they're kind of they're happy in that from that aspect of it.
I mean that and or I just looked up an article from Variety where they the three women, Pernia, Eileen, and Cecile, all three of them started a GoFundMe to try to get their debts paid down. With a goal of $812,000.
I legit, without exaggerating, and this is coming from somebody who's broke as fuck and didn't work throughout the entire pandemic. I legit watching this documentary. We'll get into it in detail in a second, but as far as how much debt they amassed,
oh yeah,
I legit was watching it going like, is there a GoFundMe? I will fucking send you money. Like, I'm broke as fuck, but not that broke. I'm just regular broke. I'm like, I don't have money in the bank broke. I don't have like debt. Like, I don't owe 10 fucking, lenders money broke. That's a whole other level of broke.
That is a whole other level of broke. But that meant that there was a whole other level of rich that every time that one credit card was like, I'm just going to go and max it out. I'm like, if I go to, my bank is going to laugh at me.
No, but you got to watch it. You got to watch it. The reason why they were able to do that is because he fraudulently said that he would quote unquote hire them for his quote unquote diamond company, which is a legit diamond company, but it was just sending fraudulent paperwork, and they were like, "Oh, you're my employee. You now make $90,000 a month." And so that's why
his main alias, his last name is from a famous diamond family,
right,
as well. So, but no, this documentary.
Remember how we were talking about dumb criminals? This is not one of those dumb criminals.
No, not at all. Not at all. This guy basically created a Ponzi scheme between women so that he would use the funds of that one woman was giving him to satiate the other woman, use her funds to take care of another one, depending on the level of money he was getting from them. Correct. It was the lifestyle that he was doing with them.
And then here's the thing. In doing that, it created this thing where if you meet this guy for the first time and he's taking you on a private plane and he's taking you out to these fancy restaurants and blah, blah, and 6 months later, he asks you for money because his quote unquote enemies are after him, you think to yourself, oh, this guy's wealthy. This guy, of course, he's going to pay me back. And it's a brilliant mastermind because from day one, he's showing you this extravagant lifestyle. Little did you know that this extravagant lifestyle is being paid by the previous sucker. Like it's just like a whole.
Well, and he had them all in one time.
To go to Paul, to go to this, to go to that.
Yeah, he had multiple like swindles going on at one time, and Stephanie made a good point. Like, how was this guy's Tinder bio? So it was basically they showed clips of it in the documentary, and it was literally him on private jets, him like with like the Greek Isles behind him, like eating at like the fanciest restaurant in Paris,
in cars,
in Lambos and Ferraris and all the stuff.
Right.
And this guy would have videos that he would send them.
As a straight man, I saw his Tinder profile and I was like, hey, what's up, girl? What's up? How you doing?
By the way, I just want to also piggyback off of what Missy then said to Steph, which is he probably had no fish pics. Definitely not, because that's an immediate like swipe no. But
I think that's a Florida thing, right? The fish pics, like women get turned off by fish pics, but I think that's a Florida thing.
No, because I think that the equivalent is like a deer head or a fucking lion jaw or like
But I'm saying that's why it's a Florida thing. Like I think if you're like in New York or whatever, and you have a picture with a fish, I don't think that's an immediate like get the fuck out of here. But in Florida, it's like I've heard multiple women talk about if they have a fish pic, they're fucking gone. And I'm like, really? Like I'm not even a fisherman. I'm just saying we live in Florida, for God's sake. It's fucking plentiful. It's a thing to do, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think
you're saying fishing is not a thing to do in Florida?
No, fishing is a thing to do, but I think that a guy who takes that picture speaks for a specific side of men, a specific type of
he's
men.
He's subconsciously telling you he's a catch.
And he's anything but the catch.
I wonder if in Montana they're like, if he has a picture of him throwing an axe fuck him. I'm out. Like I can't. One more guy fucking throwing an axe, and I'm out of here. I wonder if that's the thing that's the in Montana. I wonder if that's. I don't know.
I feel like the equivalent of this in Europe would be like taking a photo in like Cannes.
Yeah. Or the
in
Eiffel
Cannes.
Tower.
Or like in front of the Eiffel Tower at night with the lights glowing. Like I feel like that's the equivalent of a fish. I mean, I don't know. People chime in, but like, what would be the equivalent? What do you think?
I think
of the
it's
European fish pick.
Every woman, let me rephrase this: women in Miami that I've met that have been on these dating sites at one point or another, these dating apps, they've all told me the same thing about. So I know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but then again, I'm not the fucking target audience, so what the fuck do I know? I'm just acknowledging that I'm not the right one to ask for this, but I don't. It's so weird how unanimously in the small.
So hold on, really quick. If like, would you? I know that you guys are both married, so it's hard to. We're all married here, so it's a little hard to tell. But there has to be. Is there a photo that a girl does like a stupid pose, like the stupid duck lips, that you would immediately be like, no, I already know what that.
Well, if she's doing duck lips, the picture's from 2004. I'm a little worried about why she hasn't updated the picture.
Guess what? That fish picture has been around for a really long fucking time too.
Yeah, but again, it's Florida though. It's not a fad. Like fishing is a real thing in Florida. That's why I'm trying to like. Again, I'm acknowledging that I'm wrong. I'm acknowledging that me saying there's nothing wrong with that is incorrect because I'm the only one. Every other woman that I've talked to that's been on a dating app has flat out said fucking guys with fish pictures are done. That's the thing. And I'm like,
they're not about that salt life. That's
not about.
Listen, that's part 2. If on your car, if on your truck, it says Salt Life, that is another no. And 9 out of 10 times, the person with the Salt Life sticker, their profile picture is holding a fucking fish. And now you see why we don't want to deal with that. Like women don't want to deal with that shit.
This is somebody who does, I do this. Okay. And I will tell you, if I was single and if I was a woman and I was single and I see a guy with a fish, it would not bother me. Even if it did bother me, let's say on a level of 1 to 10, if it bothered me, let's say a 6, you know what would bother me more is gym pics. And again, fully aware that I'm the fucking dude that does gym pics. So I'm fully aware of the hypocrisy that's coming out of my mouth. I literally do gym pics right here. Me and Harry Signs do gym pics. But if I was a single woman and I saw a guy with fucking gym pics, I would be like, get the fuck out of here. I don't give a shit what your journey's on. I'm not on this journey with you yet. Get the fuck out of here. That to me is more like more. And that's there's a big.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I actually think that that's equal up there. But I'm gonna tell you what. Here's where the fucking double standard. If I was single and I was looking at a girl gym pictures, I would swipe. I would be like, "Hi, how are you? How you doing?"
Yeah, but you're a personal trainer.
Yeah.
No. But I'm saying that the guy pictures of them at the gym would still bother me. Like,
you know why?
A girl in the gym is porn for you.
Yeah, no, but a girl. But can I say this? I think this is why. Because a guy taking gym pictures, we've all met those super douchey gym dudes.
Yeah,
we've all met those super. Yeah, but the super douchey ones. Because I could be a gym bro and be like, I'm just a regular gym bro. I'm not the fucking douchey gym. There's like levels of like douchey. Right.
But Neri, like, let me ask you this, because you immediately dismissed it. But what if his tribal tattoo's really nice?
Does it go all the way around though? Because if it stops in the middle, if he doesn't go around the bicep, if you just the outside but doesn't go through the inside, you're a pussy and you can't commit to shit. That shows me you're afraid of commitment and you're afraid when the shit gets hard, you fucking leave and you quit.
What if his family tree for the tribal tattoo is super short? Like that's why he can, from his Samoan heritage that doesn't exist.
Oh my god.
Let me see here. What we got a lot of comments coming through.
Yeah. Missy and Steph are going nuts.
Yeah, Missy and Steph are going nuts here. He says at the very least, the yacht, right?
Yeah. Because we mentioned the other stuff.
Yacht he owns. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. So if you watch it, I think it's bad shit crazy because I didn't know anything about this story, right? So to the listener, if you've never seen,
neither did the girls.
They became the story. If to the listener, if you've never heard about Tinder Swindler, it's literally it's a story about multiple women who fell for the same guy who gave a load of bullshit. And as we talked about earlier, it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme, where he would rob from one to show the other one a luxury life, so that when he later on eventually would ask them for money, they believed that he had the capital to refund them or give them back the money at a later point in time, because they already had seen months and months of this quote unquote luxurious lifestyle that, unbeknownst to them, was being paid off by some other poor sap.
And he was smart about it, because he would, like, if he hooked in a new girl, like the Norwegian girl, like, he was like, why don't you fly out to, I forgot where it was that he flew her out the first time. And he's like, listen, oh no, he goes, come with me, I'm in your hotel, I'm at your hotel. His gimmick was that whenever he was talking to somebody, he would link them the fancy hotel he was staying at.
Yeah.
And he invited her to the hotel and was like, let's have coffee. And while they had coffee, he goes, hey, I have to fly to, like, Reykjavik on my private jet. Do you want to come? And she was like, yeah, okay, I've met you for an hour. Let's go.
This
And
is what happens
so
when bitches read 50 Shades of Grey and they're like, yes, let me do this.
and then but
Yes.
That's what happens when you read.
This is a brilliant idea. Listen, if I had said that, if I had messaged my friends to tell them that was what's happening, they're right now in this chat, I would have had to have pinned my location. They would have started yelling
No,
at me.
that's, but here's the thing. They did the same. Their friends did the same thing. Their friends literally like, what are you doing? This is crazy, blah, blah. Make sure you tag yourself. Make sure you say, but here's the thing. He wasn't causing bodily harm to these women. So it's not like a tale of forewarned. There was no bodily harm. Everything was done like with consent. They loaned this motherfucker money. It's not like he stole their money.
Oh no, yeah.
He just swindled them out of their money.
But the thing is that he Mission Impossible the shit out of this, because
so listen,
he literally is like,
I saw the first half. I saw what he did to these women
Yeah.
in the whole cafe and all that other fucking crazy shit. But I think that I don't know. Like, I want to think that I would be a smarter woman that would see.
I don't believe it.
But the thing is,
I'm clingy, right? So once he's gone for like 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, all this other shit, and he's not around, I'm like, peace.
Oh
like,
no, but he's not gone for that long.
No,
he's not gone for 3 months.
He wasn't
He'll be
gone long
for
originally.
2 weeks, maybe.
Right.
But then he's always in constant contact. So it's not like he ghosted you for 2
right.
weeks.
He would text him, good morning, I miss you, I love you,
voice messages, pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm telling
He
you.
would do that.
But
what I was paid for a full-time job.
But what I was saying with the Mission Impossible thing, this guy literally started saying, you know, I'm getting chased after by these people. He sent photos and videos of his bodyguard all bloodied up. And he's like, these people tried to stab me. Send me money because I can't use my credit card now because they'll track me.
Later on,
my security detail that's probably not really that great.
Yeah. Later on, Q, you're gonna see later on, if you do finish watching later on, they post the article, right? They write these two women come together and they find, and they are journalists, and the story goes viral, right, in Europe, because I didn't hear about it here. So so in Europe it goes viral. This other third lady sees it and goes, what the fuck? And then she's scrolling through the story, and in the story they have all the WhatsApp messages that this guy's ever sent back and forth. And then she starts comparing, oh my God, that's my boyfriend. What is my boyfriend doing here?
Of 14 months.
Of 14 months. And then she sees a video of this guy on a plane dressed in whatever, like, let's say it's me right now, and I'm like, hey Cecilia, I love you, baby, blah blah, I'll see you when I land, blah blah. She's like, wait a minute. And then she goes through her history, and she has the same exact video of the dude wearing the same exact thing on the same exact plane, saying, hey Barbara, whatever the fuck her name was, blah 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 blah. So this guy was literally like, he was that social media dude where he's like, I made a video for Cecilia, now I gotta make a video, that same video for blah blah. And it was bonkers. Like, I could not fucking believe what I was watching, where I was like, the fucking level of planning. This is like,
no, I would love to see his planner. He had to write this shit down.
He had to storyboard this shit. Like, all right, act 3. Here's what happens in act. Like, crazy.
So he takes one of the girls for $250,000.
Yeah.
The other girl who,
but again, not a one shot. These are like,
no.
Right.
She opened up like 7 credit cards.
10.
It was 10. Okay, 10 credit cards. The other girl, they went out and they realized they were better as friends. And she still ended up giving him, I think it was like $50,000 or $100,000 or something crazy like that. And she was like, I
don't know how you beat this motherfucker, because that shit would have happened to me. Like, Neri, I'm dying. I need, like, if my actual friends that I've known for 20 years goes, bro, I need 5,000. I'm like, I don't got it, bro. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Jeff could be like, Neri, it's life or death. My child's life is in your hands. I'm like, my credit score sucks.
I might help you feel it.
I'll hold your hand, bro.
Call 877 cash now, bro.
If you want, we could go to fucking Tinder right now. I'll swindle some bitches, but I can't. I don't got it, bro. I'm sorry. But I posted this right after I saw it. I couldn't contain myself, and I was like, "Oh my god, I just saw this. This is crazy." So I posted this on Instagram, and yo, the number of women that commented and was like, "These bitches, that shit, you know, there were fucking clear signs. They should have known better." Blah blah. Like the amount of women that were flat out fucking victim blaming. I was like, yo, are you serious? I'm like, you're a woman. You're supposed to be like, yo, you're supposed to be like, I can't believe, like, how is a dude more sympathetic than you? Like, how it's so weird how I was like, stop it. You don't know. They thought they were in love. Like, that was me. And the fucking women were like, fuck these bitches. They're stupid ass hoes, got fucking tricked. And I'm like, you know what? That's what happens when you don't believe in love. Like, that was fucking me saying that.
Here's the thing. The one girl that got $250,000 taken away, they asked her in the interview, she has over 1,000 matches and still has it, and she's still on the app.
Correct.
After all this happened.
That's a thing. That's a sign. So here's the thing, right? So us women, we're
in her defense, she said, Tinder, because people ask me all the time if I'm still on Tinder. And I say, yeah, of course, this is not Tinder's fault. It's not the app's fault. She was acknowledged. She was like, this was on me. Like, she acknowledged.
Right.
Right. No, it wasn't
you know what
her.
I mean? You can't, you know what I mean? It's not the same thing as going to a restaurant and getting fucking food poisoning. Yeah, the restaurant's the one that gave you food poisoning. But if you go to a restaurant with an asshole and the asshole fucking hits you, you can't blame the restaurant. You went there with the asshole. It's the asshole that you went there with. That's
no. And statistically, she was about to have a crazy one. She's been on there with 1,124 matches.
1,028 fucking matches.
So clearly, it was gonna happen.
She's the Taylor Swift of Tinder, I think.
So you know what I mean? But like, listen.
But
so
not for nothing. She's a pretty blonde lady with big boobs.
Yeah.
Really? Like, I'm surprised the number was that low. Really? Only 1,000? Like, you must have been picky as shit, because fuck that. Can you imagine how many guys fucking wanted to match with her, but she said no to them? Like, Jesus.
Listen, so here's the thing. You were talking about how women are bitches to other women. That's just part of the genetics. Like,
I said mean. I said mean, but you can say bitches. I can say bitches.
I can say bitches.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are. We're the worst to each other. But to play devil's advocate, like, you jump on that plane because you want to be kind of like a gold digger for a second. You swiped on that guy and he might have been a little ugly, but he has a yacht, and he has a plane, right? So like at some point you kind of put yourself into that situation,
right?
But it's not fair. He wouldn't. He shouldn't.
But you're forgetting. She put herself.
If she agreed to the date, a gold digger is this. This would be the gold digger. If you agree to the date only if they take you to a fucking cafe in Paris. That's a gold digger. Like, hey, you want to get coffee? Are we going to Paris? Because if we're not flying fucking private, I'm not going on a date with you. That's a gold digger. Do you want to meet for coffee? Do you want to meet for coffee down the street from you? Sure. Hey, by the way, later on, I'm going on a private plane. Do you want to come with me? You're not gold digging.
Why'd she swipe? Hold on, like devil's advocate. Why'd she swipe though? She swiped.
Oh, she said that she liked the guy. She said that she liked the way the guy looked, and then she also acknowledged. She said that it does help. Just like men are fucking pissed. We don't swipe on ugly women who are funny. We don't fucking do that. Guys don't do that shit.
She said the Marilyn Monroe line from the movie that it's like a man who's a millionaire is like a pretty girl.
Yeah.
I forgot what the exact quote is.
Right. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So you went on this date because you wanted this man to have a lot of money. So you already kind of like set yourself up for this illusion. Because he put it out there. So I'm not saying he's right for putting it out there or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know why you went on this date. And then
I love the fact that she was like, yeah, it's fucked up that women attack each other. But you know what? This bitch is stupid. She was a gold digger.
Yeah.
Like, you went.
I mean, I set it up.
180. You were like, yo, you know, it is fucked up that women are really fucking harsh with one another. But she was a gold digger though.
No, she's just a little
I mean, you kind of left out the part where she got on the private plane. The dude's baby mama was on the flight with his kid. And there was no explanation as to why the baby mama was there with his kid. She was not charged with anything. She was
because you're halfway through.
Right.
They find out, the main chick finds out in doing the research in, I forgot what country it was. Jeff, you just saw it more recently than I did. I forgot what country it was that they did an investigation and that they actually
Israel.
that they filed suit
in Israel. They had the police were against it. Finland. It was it was Finland where the lawsuit was.
So in Finland, there was 3 women who filed a lawsuit against them, and because they took it to a newspaper, the journalists were able to dig up the 3 names, and then she Googled the 3 names, and that woman was one of the 3 people that sued him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they don't really go into more detail than that, other than they said, how can you not warn me if he did it to you? How can you turn around and help him do it to me? And what I think happened, conjecture here, but what I do think happened is that she sued him. She won, is what they said, or she's part of the 3 women that won. And he turned around and fucking flipped her and goes, listen, why don't you fucking help me? Fucking blah, blah, blah. You're in on it with me, and whatever money they give me, I give you a cut. Like, I think that's what that's a gold digger. You see, that's different. That's different. That's a gold digger for real.
Yeah.
Well, she turned into one. She was like, fuck
Yeah.
it.
She was like,
I've
hey,
already
you know
been
what?
fucked over.
But what the
I didn't
current
pay off these debtors.
But what
Yeah.
the current girlfriend did, and I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, because I know Q hasn't finished watching it, but what the one that figured out that said, hey, this is my boyfriend of 14 months,
Yeah.
she played him.
Oh, yes.
And she ended up saying,
I like a
hey,
revenge story.
well, because she's a high-end clothing like distributor, or like she deals with high-end clothing. So he kept saying he needed money. So she's like, and she found
he
out all
didn't
this.
know that she already had done all
knew.
that. She already knew all the, like, she
Nice.
when
Well,
she
she
found out the
she
story,
mentioned it to
she
him.
but he played it off like, oh, they're bullshit. Those are my enemies coming after me, making up shit. But she
Right,
then
right.
got in contact with the other 2 girls.
Yeah.
And then they
And-
all talked.
Yeah.
And
when
plotted.
She fucking.
So she
See,
realized,
we're mean
she
to
said,
each other, but if we're all in agreement to get back
Yeah,
at someone,
that's it.
we're dangerous.
She knew that he had a
It's
bunch of high-end
dangerous.
clothing. So she said, hey, how about since you're strapped for money because of this whole thing going on, how about I go meet you and you give me a bunch of your clothes and I'll sell them for you? And so she went and she left with 3 suitcases full of
Giant
clothing, like
suitcases.
Gucci, Louis
Nice.
Vuitton, like everything. And
Nice.
she brought it back.
Walmart, Old
Yeah.
Navy, she had a bunch.
Target.
Tarjay.
And she ended up while they were doing the documentary, she was getting notifications of offers on stuff she was still selling. And she sold a ton of it, and he kept messaging her, where's the money, and she's like, nope.
And she just kept fucking stringing him along the way he would string the other women along.
Good.
Yeah.
Good
Oh, it's
for
on its
her.
way. I don't know why you didn't get it. It's on it. She just kept stringing him along.
Good for her.
So
By
yeah.
the way, if you liked this one, watch Puppet Master on Netflix. This is like funny, crazy, like pop culture. The other one is like, it's kind of the same thing.
This is from the same maker of Don't Fuck with Cats.
Right.
This
right.
documentary.
Oh,
was the
is
same-
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same maker
Okay.
of Don't Fuck with Cats. And I was a little scared because again, I turned it on I watched it on Friday. It dropped on a Wednesday, and I watched it on Friday. I had never heard a single thing about it, but I was like, oh, I'll watch Tinder or whatever. And I started watching it, and it said from the director of like, you know, when you press play, that split second from that screen to like that gives you all the information to like it actually starts playing. Right before I started playing, it said from the creators of Don't Fuck with Cats. And then it started playing, and I was like, oh man, Don't Fuck with Cats kind of fucked with me a little bit. I don't like death murdery shit. Like, this isn't like I don't know. And then I just got hooked on, but it was fucking great. It was fantastic. But I'm happy. I'm excited. I was excited. I was like, oh man, this is so fucking good. This is so crazy. Oh my god, this is so crazy. This is so crazy. And then I was telling Missy about this. I was like, oh, this documentary is crazy. And she's like, I don't want to watch. Yeah, I get it. Fucking. She's like, I'm on dating apps and it's all murder, rapey. I'm like, no, there's no rape. And she's like, it's the same thing. I go, not really the same. Not really the same. Not really the same. But there's levels to this shit, and I think murder rape is up there, and then everything else is on the bottom. Everything else is on the bottom. Like,
I agree, but no, not her thing.
No.
I told her the same thing about our podcast. I'm like, this one doesn't have murdery, crazy stuff. I promise. And
yeah,
it's hard. It's not everybody's cup of tea.
Not everybody's cup of tea. I missed the whole. By missed, I don't mean like I long for it. I mean like it passed me by. The whole dating app thing passed me by. So that was weird.
Oh, she came over to hit you. She came over to hit you. She showed up to punch him in the face. Punch him in the face.
Wait, while we wait for Steph to set up, Missy's yelling at you, Neri, because apparently you're telling this story out of context.
Of course, that's what. You know who says that? People who don't look good in the real story.
Oh my God.
Missy's now gonna give you this convoluted story about my enemies came after me, and that's what happened. And let me see.
It's the Blair Witch.
That's the Blair Witch.
Hey.
Hello there. Look at that. 15 minutes early to your delayed time.
Oh, she can't hear you right now.
Improvement. Okay.
We gotta get this. We gotta plug it in.
Because that is an improvement.
Actually,
But yeah, so while Neri says that, talks about that, so there isn't also another update. Because after the documentary was released, he got dropped from Tinder. He got dropped from Instagram, including all the known aliases. He also got dropped from OkCupid, Match.com, Plenty of Fish.
I just go. I don't know.
Man is not arrested because these women gave the money willingly, right?
He was charged for one set of crimes. I'm trying to remember what it was. He was given 15 months, only served 5. He got out. He's been living, I think they said, in Italy.
What?
Like, and again, lavish lifestyle, posting videos of like in Ferraris and fancy
Because
restaurants.
again-
He has a girlfriend.
Of course,
He has
does.
another girlfriend who's
Because here's
like a
the other
Russian
thing
model.
about women. We also like to save idiots or think we can save idiots. Or we also, for some reason, and it's like statistically up there, and this is something that we'll have to talk about at one episode of our other podcast, is we like to date criminals.
That's yeah. They're like, he's a bad boy. Yeah. Did he ask you to pay for dinner? Yes, Missy. A white man. Typical.
I think okay, so like she said, like a bibliophile. Like if I wanted to get swindled and it had to have been like somebody who was like trying to get me instead of with like yachts and things like that, I can only imagine that it would have to be because they have like a castle and it's like a whole library, and that's all I see is them taking pictures of reading books and have a British accent and are able, and they look like Henry Cavill. Basically, if Henry Cavill takes a picture of a book and puts it on Tinder,
office is not good lighting.
I would give him all my money.
You look fantastic, Stephanie. The lighting's fine.
Oh, thinking about her looks.
She's like, the lighting's not good. I'm like, your lighting's you're fine.
Your lighting is fine. Your lighting is fine. Also, now that you can hear me, I'm proud of you. You are early for when you said you were going to be late. So like you said you were going to be there at 9 and you're here at 8:45. So I feel like, improvement. Improvement. I did say that you've been better since having children. Neri disagreed, but I was like, you didn't know her before for a long enough time. I'm telling you, she's better now.
What's he doing?
Trying to figure out the mic because the other mic is not working.
Okay, all right. No, that's good. Those sounds banging against the microphone are always good.
I find it sexy. I like the sound of the bass.
Like ASMR.
I feel like now we're like the two girls doing the sweaty balls. Like, hi.
This just got weird.
This is not COVID friendly.
No.
Yeah, this is way closer than 6 feet. Did you watch Tinder Swindler?
No.
Oh.
I wrote it down.
I don't have time to watch shit anymore.
Right.
Got it.
Well, this is awkward because I asked you to do one thing and you didn't do it.
Listening to you guys the entire time and going insane in the comments. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, we have to put this in the middle. Or?
No, you can.
No, we can hear.
I can hear you.
Can you not hear you?
No.
Oh,
I can hear you.
I can hear you too.
Yeah.
Everybody can be heard.
all right. So,
I'm just here, guys.
you're just here. What was I gonna tell you? Okay, so Tinder Swindler, and then what else? What was the other thing that we were gonna talk about?
Well, there was a few things.
Oh,
you had
Oscar,
mentioned.
the Oscar nominations.
The Oscars.
Right? Anybody happy about the Oscars? I think.
Well, I love the fact that Steven Spielberg is now the first director to be nominated for Best Picture in 6 different decades.
Jesus.
Yeah, I saw an article about that. He is the first director ever to be nominated in 6 different decades for a Best Picture Oscar.
Shout out to him for just keep on living.
Yeah.
People are like
free just for existing.
Just don't die, bro. Just don't die and you keep doing shit. That's how it happens.
I made it to
do know
40.
those
Does that
people.
something? Do I get an Oscar for that?
Like, I want some sort of prize for this.
A pat on the back. Just something.
I have read that people are pissed off that Don't Look Up made it to Best Picture, not Spider-Man.
Wait, Don't Look Up is Best Picture?
Yeah.
Is up for
confused
Best Picture.
about
Yeah.
that Because I
Why are the two? Why are the two? Why one and not like? Why is one attached to the other one in the sense of
Good
like?
question, but
Don't Look Up. I thought was fantastic. I thought it was phenomenal.
that's what I thought.
So why is
Because
I didn't.
you didn't think that Don't Look Up was brilliant?
I thought it was all right.
I thought it was brilliant, but
I thought it was
again, my
amazing.
question is why Spider-Man? Like, is that the one that like it was gonna be Spider-Man, but then this one got nominated? And
No,
like,
because
why is
geeks
that
like
one?
to get really mad when their shit
superhero
doesn't
movies
make it.
barely
places.
make it.
What?
So
Never.
like superhero movies never truly make it into
Best-
like Oscar noms and stuff. So I don't know why people are even surprised.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
They don't make it into Best Picture ever. Like they'll get special effects, they'll get nominated
Yeah.
for special effects or sound, or maybe the actor, maybe like Heath Ledger, but they're not. But like I don't understand. Like, where's the logic behind? Like, was it somehow like the last movie announced, and they were like, "Oh, it could have been
who knows?
Spider-Man," but instead they chose that shit.
I think that those people who don't, who are bitching about it, didn't get Don't Look Up. Like they didn't just get it, and so they feel like,
Oh, I
maybe
got
was
it.
Like, not you. You didn't hate it.
Right.
Hey, what I mean is like maybe they agree with every other movie on the list, but Don't Look Up, and they're like, it could have taken that place. That's the place it was supposed to be because that movie is crap in comparison. To
Yeah,
the
I
rest
did.
of them.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't. I actually I liked it. I didn't hate it. I didn't immediately think of it as a best Oscar nominee. I guess that's where my shock was. I thought that they pumped the cast with all these people just to get them to some people to watch it because if not, nobody was going to see it.
I actually think it was well acted, well written, well directed, which makes a best picture. Just like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that we sometimes put our own personal like zhuzh, like did the movie make me feel zhuzh before we are like, hey, it's supposed to be best picture. And I think that removes itself from the art form. Like best picture for me is that it was best edited, it was best directed, the actors did their fucking jobs, the script was written well, the plot was laid out, and that makes it a best picture.
So here's my. I agree with everything you're saying, but here's my question: why they could have up to 10 nominations for Best Picture, but only up to 5 for Best Director? Wouldn't it stand to reason that if the movie's a Best Picture nomination, that it was directed very well?
I agree.
So why have 8? I think this year they have like 8 nominations for Best Picture, but only 5 for Best Directed. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense.
They have 10 because I'm looking at the list right
10,
now,
right?
and I guess maybe I'm not the one to talk because I've seen 3 out of the 10. I've heard of like 2 other ones, and some of these I've never even heard of. So I maybe I'm not the one to talk about.
I just don't understand like what the logic is. If a movie's nominated for Best Picture, by default, the director should be there too.
I can see that.
Like how? Yeah. So how is it a Best Picture? How can it possibly be in contention for Best Picture if it wasn't also well directed?
Unless it's like a 3 out of 4.
There could be certain directors that stand out above the rest, very obviously. So it just kind of shortens the pool.
Why only 5?
I also don't agree with why it's just weird to have such a differing number. Like you should
like
just
10 and 5 is a lot.
Yeah,
I even think
like,
and I'm gonna be real with you. I think that 10 for Best Picture is too much. Like,
yeah,
I don't mind if that was cut down to 5 and
just stick to 5 and 5. Just stick to equal numbers.
Can I just tell you? You know what bothers me? 2 things bother me the most about the Oscars, and one of these things Chris Rock said a few years ago. There is no logical reason that men and women should be classified as best actors or best actresses. There's no logical reason. You're still an actor. It should be best actor should be men and women combined. There should be no no separation of the two. There's no logical reason for that. You're just saying.
The thing is, you think about that. Like you also think about the fact that more often than not, especially for Best Pictures, a lot of the roles number wise tend to go to men traditionally. Maybe not this year. Maybe it's changed. It's starting to change.
No, you're right.
So like I understand that the differentiation used to be there in order to actually highlight another group a bit more.
Right, used to, but that's what I'm saying. That's what Chris Rock's point was a few years ago. Like used to, I get that makes sense. Like back in the days where they're like, and women can act too, Charlie. Like that type of fucking 1920s logic. But realistically, like did anybody do better any one given year than what's her name?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep, thank you.
Yeah,
You
I
know
was gonna say
exactly
Meryl
who I
Streep
was talking
every
about.
time.
Yeah, every time. Like, has any man ever acted as well as Meryl Streep has ever acted in any given movie? No, the answer is no. It's not. So it's ridiculous to me that they
Jonah Hill
separated
and
by
Don't Look Up.
gender. They,
Meryl Streep should automatically be in just like every single
Yeah.
because then you don't have anyone else can compare at that point because
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where like did Meryl act this year? We're done.
Right.
Everyone go.
yeah, everybody. That's what they should do. That's what it's. I mean, it's whatever. But the other thing that bothers me is that they have a best animation, a best animated feature film category
Yeah.
because the film is fantastic. It shouldn't matter whether it was animated or live action. That's to pacify, and this is coming from multiple people, one of which is my brother, who is a professional animator, and he was like, that's just to pacify the animation community because they were like, oh, let's just give them their own little Oscar. Like when Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs got nominated for Best Picture, it was Best Picture. It wasn't Best Animated Picture. It's a Best Picture. When Beauty and the Beast got nominated for Best Picture, it was Best Picture. It should have been nominated for Best Picture. There's no need to separate the two.
Okay,
It
hold
doesn't
on.
make any
Question.
sense.
Can you not win both? Can you not win Best Animated
You
Movie?
can,
and
but
Best Picture?
not only is it very rare, it's very rare for an animated movie to even get nominated for a Best Picture. I've literally named you 2 of the maybe 3 times that it's ever happened.
Right.
So
No, I agree with you.
that's
On
just
that.
to pacify the animation community, where you go, you get your own little cutout, your own little. But a bet to me, an animated movie, and I've had friends who've told me, oh yeah, but that's a cartoon. I'm like, yeah, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
To me, I firmly stand on, and everybody will tell you I'm a big fan of DC movies and all that jazz, but to me, Into the Spider-Verse is by far the best superhero movie of all time. I don't give a fuck who you are.
100%.
So,
100%.
And
here's the
so
thing.
to
I'll
me,
argue
for that
this.
movie not to be nominated for best picture is like, how can that movie not be nominated for best picture?
It was actually technically impressive as well.
It was.
Yes.
Like
100%.
soundtrack wise, like they
100%.
created new kind of animation styles for it. Like that's one of the ones that should have been a standout the same way that something that has a high production value or high like costuming or any of those things, like it should have stood out.
100%. I agree with you 100% on that. But I think there's an argument to be made that if you were to narrow it all down and cut out some of these like categories or shit like that, I would know less about animated films because when I watch the Oscars and now I see 5 have been nominated, I know now of more animated movies, more other movies that I haven't seen. Like if there wasn't 10 on this list, like you just said, I've only seen 3, but now you're probably gonna go, bro, fuck, they made it on the list of best picture for the year. Let me go watch them, right?
Yeah.
And so now you've made the movie industry larger, which makes them more money. They're not in it because they want to give us more access to art.
right.
That's just what we get out of it. But they make more money. More people for them to go ahead and nominate, more bullshit for people to fight, more people to create, more people to do all kinds of shit, and now they make more money.
But they're also complaining about how the show's too long. Yeah, because you have all these fucking subgenres that don't need to fucking be there. Like I don't understand.
But let me ask you this question, Neri, and put yourself into this perspective. Would you rather have no Oscar or an Oscar for best animated picture?
And that's the problem. That's how they feed. That's how they get away with it. Is because they go, "Oh, here's your little Oscar."
But they're giving opportunity to people.
Instead of acknowledging,
Still
in that up. Instead of acknowledging that animated pictures are also motion pictures. That's the problem that I have. Because when you have movies that are good enough, just because they're animated, there's a lot of people that I know. Paul Casanova was a good friend of mine. He's also one of those people like, oh, but that's a cartoon. I'm like, but do you understand what the technical aspect it goes into making a cartoon, for a cartoon to make you feel like that means that there was multiple people. It wasn't just an actor. It was a voice actor. It was an animator. It was a cinematographer. It was a director. Like all of these things go into making you feel something for a fucking cartoon. Like, do you understand? Like, it's not.
But like, look,
so
like Chrissy just said, there's no voiceover actors that win awards either. Like, there's a whole entire
that's a shame.
issue.
Yeah,
that's happening there. But I do agree with Jeff. You're giving these people more opportunities to be seen and get an award that they might not have gotten. What would be a fix is if they would start to recognize animated films for better, bigger pictures, like being nominated for best picture. I think that you can have your category, but if you are more inclusive in other categories as well, like there should be a category for best voice actor. Like you said, that person made you feel a cartoon and that person's voice that matched what you were watching and that worked out perfect. made you feel something.
I think
they
Wilson
deserve
should
an
have been
award.
nominated for best supporting actor. That fucking legit Wilson. I fucking
The other one.
well, you didn't cry. You didn't cry for a volleyball. I'm the only one that cried
No,
for
no,
a
no,
volleyball.
no.
Okay, all right then. All right.
No.
If
But who
they
would have
did-
gotten the award? Tom Hanks for carrying that motherfucker.
If they did that,
Tom
if
Hanks
they
is like,
did,
I've carried cast before, but this is the first time I physically carried this cast.
listen, if they did best voiceover, Alan Tudyk would be the Meryl Streep of that category because Alan Tudyk's in everything. That's the
Just
voice.
freaking cooking chicken or goat. What was he? A toucan and Encanto? Like I was like,
yeah,
And he's the one that taught the dance for the show with John Cena.
Yeah.
To me, that's insane. Like, I feel like Alan Tudyk every single day just has the most random roster, like of his to-do list.
Yeah.
He just goes into a studio and he's like, "How many animals do I have to be today?"
Today I'm the lemur. The
I didn't
you
feel
know
it.
what that
I didn't
reminds
feel it.
me
Let me
of?
get it back. I'll get it back. I'll
Robin
get it back.
Williams.
That's good. That's good. Wrap it up. Wrap
Yeah.
it down. Okay.
That Quack had feeling and emotion and drive.
Oh,
but
man.
I like
I
with the best
feel-
movie category, like there. So for example, I thoroughly enjoyed The Last Duel, and I
Oh, that was a
thought
great
like
movie.
I thought it was a legit, beautifully filmed,
Yes.
awesome movie, and it's not nominated. In fact, Ben Affleck got nominated for a Razzie for that movie, which I don't understand why, because I didn't think he was bad in that movie.
It was fantastic.
I didn't think anybody was bad in that
Running
movie.
against him again.
Yeah.
I think they just do
guess.
that every single time he's like getting popular again. They're like,
Yeah.
"Not you."
Yeah.
I
You
just
take
think
your
that
back
movie got a
tattoo
lot
and
of
go.
hate.
like,
Remember that that's also the director who blamed people on their phones for that movie not doing as well.
But he's right though.
came out.
He's
Well,
also right though.
he also sucked at promotion. I didn't even hear about that movie. If it had not been for Missy and Chrissy, and it was because it had fucking Adam Driver, I would have never heard about that movie until it came out on pay-per-view. Like that.
No, I
I
heard
never
about that.
saw it.
You know, it's funny. It's funny how your circles run different than mine because I didn't hear about that movie because of Adam Driver. I heard that movie because of Ridley Scott and Matt Damon. And then Missy was like, and Adam Driver's in it too. I'm like, I guess I'll still see it though. I guess. I mean, that's fine. I fucking hate Adam Driver, and I'm like, okay, you can. You're allowed to. You can like him. He has a fucking stupid face. I just think he has a stupid face. I think he has a stupid face. This is completely illogical. This is one of those things where it doesn't. I'm not saying it makes sense. I just see his face and he has a very punchable face, and I'm like, I don't.
But I'll tell you
like
this:
him.
that guy is probably.
It's the nose.
I know it's a random example, but he's probably one of my favorite SNL hosts in the last like 15 years. The way he performed and did all those, like he can do the comedy, he can do the serious. He was brilliant in this movie, in The Last Duel. Like I adored him in The Last Duel.
He played somebody that raped somebody very well. He did.
Jesus
play
Christ.
very well.
And then
Oh, I'm sorry.
tells
Did I
the
ruin the
story-
movie? Did I spoil the movie for you? Did I spoil it? Yeah, but FYI, he raped somebody. In
Was it murder?
No, and no. And it's even better. He raped someone, and in his telling of the story, he still rapes her. Like he's still.
Yeah, he didn't change his
So
mind.
have you seen the movie? So the movie
Oh.
is it's an actual it's a
true
real
story.
story that
Yeah.
real story takes place, and it's this lady that's married to I don't know. It's a night. It's in that time of
okay.
fucking whatever.
Wait,
Oh,
Mary.
yeah.
Well,
The telling is like there's three versions of the story of like everybody has their own versions of the events that happen, right? Leading up to happen and then afterwards. And in his telling, Act 2 is his version. He still rapes her.
Yeah.
In his version, I actually argue that in his version, he comes off looking worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
than in the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
version.
he basically said the equivalent of "she wanted it."
Character that's like, no, wait, but this is how it happened. He thinks he's defending himself, but you're like, bro.
Yes.
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 And
Like he thinks
works.
he's defending himself. He thinks he's like, no. She wanted it, bro. Look at the way she looked
Yeah.
at me.
Yeah, it was no, Stephanie. Stephanie, it was literally the medieval version of "she asked for it, she wanted
Yeah.
it." Like she was.
But did you see
Look,
the way she looked at me? Yeah.
He literally said things like the way she looked at me, and I know that I read more books than her husband, so she clearly wanted me better.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
But
It was
the
bad.
historical context of it's the last judicial duel in French history. So it's the story of what led up to the last official judicial duel before the church was the ones that would make the decisions.
And I've never
and
seen
be the court.
Matt Damon uglier in my life in any movie.
And you have never been angrier at a courtroom scene than you are in this movie.
I really wanted that courtroom scene to be like, I want the truth. You don't deserve the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Like
I
Jack
wanted
Nicholson.
That was
like Jack Nicholson comes out with an awful beard and wig like the rest.
Bro, listen, I don't give a fuck. That was the best court scene ever. That one right there.
It was intense. It was
I wanted to punch people in the fucking face.
Yeah.
In the fucking face.
Yep.
It's not rape if you get pregnant because you can only get pregnant from pleasure. Like it's infuriating stuff.
Every time I hear that, I have to remind myself that a real human insinuated that shit.
Yeah, multiple real humans insinuated that in this movie.
Yeah, but it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Like I will say,
such a good movie.
It makes you feel things. If that thing is, I want to punch all of you. That's a feeling.
It's that movie that
just wanted to punch one person. Just wanted to punch one person. Just to be honest with you,
really hard in the face.
Isn't that kind of Adam Driver's thing though? Like, isn't a lot of the characters he plays someone you're supposed to kind of
want to punch in the face? He's fucking killing it. He is killing it because every movie he's in, I want to punch a motherfucker in the face. I just do.
I'm looking back at Christy to see if she's about to drive to your house and punch you.
Yeah, for real.
I was originally intending on coming into the room and punching Harry.
But by the way, it was the last duel that made Ben Affleck not want to do Batman anymore. Well, decide to make the ultimate decision to not want to do Batman anymore.
It was a combination. It was a combination of that and his experience with Joss Whedon.
And yes,
simultaneously he was filming. He had just finished doing Justice League with Joss Whedon, and then going on to a movie with Ridley Scott. And Matt Damon's like, you should really just do movies that you're having fun with.
That you're happy with, yeah.
You're not really having fun. You didn't seem like you were having fun on Justice League, and it's because of Joss Whedon. So it's a
Well, he's doing the Flash. That's his last role as Batman. Is in the Flash, the new Flash movie.
You know what? Don't put that evil out there. Don't put that evil out there. You know what? Maybe he fucking falls in love with the acting as Batman again, and maybe we could fucking make it.
Maybe J-Lo tells him. Maybe J-Lo tells him wear the suit again, baby, please.
Yeah.
Please wear the suit again.
Don't get me started on J-Lo and that new fucking movie that she's coming out with.
What
like movie? The movie where it's clearly fiction because she goes through with a wedding. The one that she's like a pop star and freaking like she's supposed to herself? That she's supposed to marry like Bad Bunny on the fucking stage.
Yeah, and J-Lo's playing J-Lo. J-Lo's playing J-Lo.
I don't know. I know he's apparently a pop star too, and Martica's rolling in her, in Tampa somewhere. But I don't know this Latino pop star that she's supposed to like marry in it.
Is that the one? I don't know, but if it's the
with
guy,
Owen Wilson. That he's in it too. Owen Wilson is the one that.
You see, and Owen Wilson, I want to punch.
Wow.
Every movie that Owen Wilson is in, I want to punch him in the face.
I agree. Yeah, he's been punched in the face. That's why it didn't heal right. That's what happened. He already got punched in the face.
I always punch him in the face. And
there you go, Maluma.
Like romantic with him, I'm like, no, I would never fucking do that. I would punch him in the face. I would never fall for him.
I'm with you. I agree. I think there are people that just have punchable faces, and I'm like. Yeah. Missy tells me that I have a punchable face, and I didn't argue. I was like, I could see that. Like, I could see that. I could see that. I have big cheeks. You can't miss. I fucking get it. I understand. I see it. I see it.
Maluma? Is that the guy?
That's the guy's name, Maluma.
Maluma? If that's the guy, they got the opportunity to have J-Lo rub on him on top of him in that performance. Fuck that guy. He came out of nowhere and got an opportunity people have been dying for.
Yeah. I like the fact that
Dave's like, I'm out.
Steph's partner Dave is in the I don't know where he went, but he went he was in the office with us, like recording. Yeah. And then he's like sneaking as like a cartoon character, like almost on his tippy toes. And then the door squeaks, and he's like still slowly. And then I love the fact that Stephanie turns to me and goes like, "Who are you hiding from? There's a camera. We can see you."
I love him.
Oh my god.
Oh my
so good.
All right, so just to wrap up the Oscar thing, I really think one of the snubs that bothered me the fuck out of it is that Lady Gaga did not get nominated for her role in House of Gucci, because I watched this movie, and I was the only human being in this movie theater at this day watching this movie. It was at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I watched this movie. And within 7 minutes of the movie starting, I texted Missy and I said, "Give this fucking lady the Oscar right now." Like,
she's talented, dude.
She's bonkers good. Like and then Missy asked me yesterday, because she still hasn't seen it as of yesterday. And she said, "Do you think which role does she do better in, House of Gucci or in,
A Star Is Born?"
Star Is Born. And I emphatically could tell you she did better in House of Gucci. Because in A Star Is Born, as good as she did do, and I'm not saying she didn't do good, I'm saying she did. I'm acknowledging she did great. She played a pop star. Okay.
More in
what
her
a stretch. What a stretch. But in this role, she played somebody who's fucking out of her mind, and you still go, oh, and I forgot that she was Lady Gaga. It was so fucking good. It was so good. So
Probably has to kind of fight against her pre-existing fame a bit.
yeah, I would believe that if it wasn't for the fact that she's already been nominated for a previous role, even though her pre-existing fame was still there. Like, so it's no longer like what is she fighting against now? Like people already, the industry already acknowledged that she's a good actress by nominating her for
Stars Born.
So if you can get past her being a pop star while she's playing a pop star, I think you can get past her being a pop star while she plays a fucking.
Was Barbra Streisand like Barbra Streisand before her version of A Star Is Born?
I never knew about A Star Is Born until the latest version came out, and then I found out that there was like 4 different versions of the movie, and then I asked people that seen all 4 versions if the ending was the same in all 4 versions, and they said yes. So I refused to watch any other version. I don't want to watch this version ever again. Like I don't fucking watch. I don't need that shit in my life.
You don't want the pick me up?
Yeah, I don't. Just fucking. Yeah, only thing that picked me up with the fucking garage door. So
you're no Drew Barrymore, sir.
But he was.
So many movies that like catch up with though. Like what the nominations have made me realize is just that motherhood has sucked up my time.
Have you at least seen the animated movie nominations?
Yep, all the animated ones I've definitely seen.
Yeah.
No, Flea I haven't. Sorry, Flea I haven't. All the other ones I have. But I don't know anyone else who's seen Flea.
No.
I have no children. So I don't see as many.
All right, stop bragging about how much money you have, Q. We get it. Jesus. Fucking jerk. She's like, I'm rich as fuck. I do whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want. I want to go on vacation. And guess what? I go on vacation, bitches. Like
I have the cash and a nap.
So to answer your question, Steph, she had already done 2 years before she did A Star Is Born. She had already done Hello Dolly.
Okay.
What's Up, Doc? She had done like 4 or 5 other movies and musicals. Actually, a bunch of movies. Funny Lady, The Way We Were, all those movies. She did that before.
That already. Then yeah, she was already Barbra Streisand. Yeah.
Was she in Duck Sauce already though?
Duck.
Remember the song Barbra Streisand. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Yeah. So I think she got snubbed. I think she got. You want to read the Am I the Asshole? Yes. So every week we do Am I the Asshole, and then even though I've already proven that I could read, I'm gonna go ahead and let Stephanie read this one.
By the way, the first time I ever saw that on the title of your episode, I thought you were just asking if you were an asshole, and I was gonna watch you live and just be like, "Yes, Neri."
No, yes. Oh, why does this take an hour and a half? Yes,
like,
yes. The answer is yes.
He's still sneaking in. I love it.
He's still sneaking in.
I see you.
Jeff, phone. No, okay. Jeff, when he puts his phone, his microphone picks up so much frequency, he picks up his phone frequency.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Am I the asshole for ruining my work colleague's wedding and getting them arrested? Okay. This is going to be a ride, I think.
Wow.
The title sounds bad, but hear me out. I, 38F, so 38 female, had 2 work colleagues, Mary and Adam, both in their late 20s, early 30s. Mary started in the company first, and then she got Adam to join. They worked in different departments, and Mary was in mine. Later, Mary left the company to pursue another career. When they started at the company, they were already married for a few years. Now, Mary is the kindest and loveliest person I've ever met. What's happening? She was always polite, helpful, and would cheer anyone up. We missed her dearly. So it came to a shock when we found out she's divorcing Adam because he has cheated on her. I've called her to express how sorry I am that this has happened to her, and we were talking almost daily ever since. I was impressed how well Mary holds herself in such a situation. She wouldn't badmouth Adam, and the only thing she mentioned was how her wedding dress and a few family heirlooms went missing when she was moving her stuff from their apartment. She thought they might be misplaced in a different box and will turn up eventually. A few years passed. I now work in the same department as Adam. He is a good work colleague, but can be dismissive and ignorant sometimes. Adam invited me to his wedding.
Like a man.
Yeah.
Adam invited me to his wedding with the lady Chelsea he cheated on Mary with. As the entire department was invited, I said yes, making sure Mary is okay with this. I've also told her where the wedding will be. It's not too far from where she lives, and we could go for some drinks after if she wanted to. On the day of Adam's wedding, I've noticed that Chelsea is wearing a similar dress that Mary wore in the photos of hers and Adam's weddings years ago. So without thinking, I've snapped a picture and sent it to Mary with the caption saying, "Doesn't this dress look familiar?" Mary saw the message, but she didn't respond. About an hour later, the police showed up at the venue. I need to add the police in our country are ruthless, and any theft is considered a criminal matter for the police to deal with. Police
So
have
this is in
asked,
the U.S.
yeah, the police have asked Chelsea to take the dress and all the jewelry off. Chelsea refused and started arguing with them, and then Adam joined in. As they were rude to the police, they were taken to the police station. Everyone at the wedding had to leave. I've tried to call Mary, but she wouldn't pick up the phone. As we found out later, Chelsea was wearing Mary's wedding dress and her heirlooms. Mary spotted them on her in the picture I sent to her and called the police. Apparently, she has previously asked Adam if he had them, and he declined, saying he never saw them. So after she saw the picture, she knew he was lying and stole them. Chelsea had to leave the wedding dress and jewelry at the police station and go home wearing her underwear and Adam's jacket after they were bailed out. Yesterday, Adam returned to the office and went completely mental on me, blaming me for sending a picture to Mary and ruining his wedding. He would also call me an asshole for what I did.
Oh, this is easy.
So
this one's an easy one.
First of all, here's the thing. So we don't know all the details because that's all we know. Like, for the game is played, we can only go by what's written. We can't assume things. We can't really but it's difficult because it makes it seem as if Mary's not answering this lady's calls anymore. Like, why is she mad at her? It seems as if, right?
No.
She said I called her a few times, but she didn't answer.
No. From what I understood, it was like she called her when it was happening, like as it was happening, and she wouldn't answer the phone. And
no,
then
afterwards.
Turns out, so she must have talked to Mary at some point. Turns out that she did, in fact, see it in the pictures and called the cops and did the whole nine. So I'm assuming she ended up talking to Mary, just not at the moment. That's what it seemed like when stuff was reading.
Yeah, I don't think this person's first language is English either.
Right, but I actually think that she meant like I tried to call her, she wouldn't answer, letting us know. You know what? She gets the job done because I'm gonna say right now, I'd fucking do it too.
Yeah, Christy, look at Christy's comment.
Not an asshole, a ride or die. This is the besties the Tinder Swindler lady needed. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yes, because at least
100%.
someone immediately was like, something is suspicious. Let me follow up, which none of the Tinder ladies, like friends of theirs, call them out on it. Then who do they not listen to? How do they?
They don't have aggressive Latin friends that would have
for real.
Would have been like,
her friend said, "This is weird. This sounds wrong. Tag us, geotag yourself. Blah blah blah. We got to know where you are at all times." Again, all of that's for naught because they weren't physically harmed. They weren't kidnapped against their will. All of this was.
Listen, I'm going to tell you.
They just got swindled.
You know what I mean? You're defending. You're like, oh, if that was my friend, like, but none of that actually happened. None of that bad happened.
Hold on.
None of their friends said, if that happened to my friend, I will tell her, lock up your fucking bank account and don't lend him any money. Like that.
As a matter of fact, yes, that's exactly what one would say and what has been said to friends before. Stop doing that financial bullshit. And I'm going to go to your house and I'm just going to show up when you don't answer. And I'm going to be like, we handling this, but we're Hispanic and we're crazy. And so we go above and beyond. But I want to point out back to this, are you the asshole shit? Because somebody else says she's an asshole for sending.
Well, yeah, I don't know, Neri, can you put it up or no?
Oh, yeah. This one.
So she's an asshole just for sending the picture of the woman marrying her ex from the wedding. Regardless of the theft, it's a shitty thing to do. Who wants to see that? The bitter woman wants to see that. Actually, to be honest with you, Mary wants to see that.
That's a good point.
But here's where I disagree with Rookie on that, because she didn't do it. She didn't do it out of a malice of like, she's like, hey, this looks like your wedding dress and this looks like all your jewelry. And who knows? Well, we're not supposed to talk about.
She literally said, "Doesn't this look familiar?"
Right. So that means
she knows. Come on.
But that means that she already knew that the whole situation with the jewelry and the other stuff. So she sent her the picture, not to be like, look at this bitch. No, it was like, hey, look, I think that's your dress, and I think that's your jewelry.
So when
I gotta be honest,
am I wrong?
I'm kind of torn here because I agree with the outcome. But the way it got there, it's like, why are you going to this dude's wedding? You're friends with Mary. fuck anybody on this panel. Raise your hand if you will go to your fucking friend's ex's wedding. Thank you.
But she
exactly.
asked Mary,
you know why?
Because
Because everybody in this panel is a real ride or die.
Right.
But I wouldn't get invited to my friend's ex's wedding, most likely.
Well, she was a coworker. But here's the thing. She asked Mary. Again, we can't assume. She asked Mary, and Mary didn't have a problem with it.
Again,
So-
I'm saying that you still
Oh,
don't.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go.
You wouldn't even. I would. Here's the thing. This is the type of dude I am. This is if you don't like if Jeff knows this from example. If you don't like somebody, motherfucker, I don't like somebody. That's how we roll now, bro.
Yep.
I don't. Oh yeah, fuck that motherfucker
Let
over
her
there
die,
eating
baby.
crackers. Fuck that guy over there eating crackers, bro. I don't want to. And so if that dude,
Ride or
if
die.
that dude invites me to his wedding, I'm not going to Jeff and be like, hey, is it all right if I go? I'm immediately going like, can you believe what this motherfucker did? Crackers. Can you believe this motherfucker was eating crackers and he asked me to go to his wedding, bro? You believe that motherfucker? What a dick.
I also think that the reason why she asked Mary if it was okay was because this was a whole work thing that a bunch of the coworkers got invited. So she didn't want to be that odd person out that was like, no.
Going. But either
clarify
way,
with the whole department.
here's the thing.
Right.
I don't agree with the friend sending the address of the wedding long before any of this happened.
Right. Did she send that?
Yeah, she says.
Yeah, she said, here's the address. It's right across the street. We'll get some.
That part I don't agree with too.
Down the street from you, we'll get some.
Because that's how she was able to send the cops there in the first
Correct,
place.
right.
Because she already knew where the wedding was.
True.
So like
true.
as I'm hearing this story, I'm like, that's fucked up. Now, like because you don't know if Mary's gonna just show up and ruin it. You've now given her the address to her ex's wedding. Like she might come over
but
here.
who doesn't want to see different world type of shit? Where he's like, baby, please marry me. Like, oh my gosh, she said yes to both of them. Oh my god, like,
bring in the graduate.
I would fucking do that.
But like that part, I was like, that's kind of iffy. Granted, again, I agree with the outcome. Glad she did have the address because now they all got arrested and all that other shit. But that was kind of like, that's where I can see, like, why would you even do that? Like, why even send her? I could just tell you I'm close by. Want to catch something once, like
that I agree with
before, but to be like, hey, look, this is where I'm gonna be. Want to find an area in a 5-mile radius? Like it's almost like I'm egging you on. Like, hey, you want to know where it is? You want to know?
I don't know.
But I almost feel like this is when
I've had some real friends who've let me know about exes stealing shit and selling shit before.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
True.
Yes, we have. Again,
but you're not claiming. But they're not doing that claiming to be their friend. The exes, you get me? She's playing both sides. I agree with the outcome. The guy stole the dress. He's an asshole for stealing the dress. He's an asshole for lying about it. He's an asshole for lying about it because she apparently in the thing said that she asked him multiple times and he declined. He said no.
Yeah.
So he's an asshole for stealing the dress. He's an asshole for lying. Not only the dress, but the fucking jewels. Like you're a dick.
Heirlooms. Heirlooms. So those are
right.
family heirlooms. Of
right.
hers.
So like you're an asshole for that. The one who's not an asshole at all is the fucking poor girl who just like I'm marrying. She doesn't know she's marrying this fucking. Well, actually, you know what? She knew he was married when they started dating, so fuck her too. Everybody's an asshole. Everybody's an asshole up in this piece. Everybody.
And how did he have a dress? Like, I want to know. I know that we're not supposed to like, but I want to know how he came to this girl and he was like, "Hey, Chelsea, you see this wedding dress? You should wear this." She also knows she's wearing the ex's fucking wedding dress because she didn't pick it. She didn't pick it.
He could have been like, "Hey, look, I went ahead. I think you look beautiful in this dress. I also got you some jewels to go along with it. These are antiques."
No,
and she was like, "Take me, Tinder swindler."
Guy who's married. You bet this bitch has seen the photos before.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know she's seen the photos.
Is that how it works when you're committing adultery? You're like, yeah, and here's my wedding pictures. Like, is that how it fucking works? I don't think that's how it works. I think you want to keep it on the wrap, bro.
Hold on.
It's a weird first date, right? Like, and then my fucking wedding. This was our honeymoon. This could be you in a couple of years if you play your cards right. And then like, nobody does that.
And if she knew that she was getting with somebody who was married, I guarantee you she looked her up. She saw their pictures online. She knew where they had been married. She knew where, like everything. She knew everything about the girl, like automatically for sure.
To me, all I'm picturing is like she was in his house before, and like the
you
picture
think it happened at
like,
home.
but I'm saying like the photos already like really matched his aesthetic. And like, he just kind of wanted to keep on brand.
He's like, I just want to cut your head out. I just want to cut your head out and put it on the old picture. So just wear the same dress and the same jewels, and we'll just.
Now,
well, you know, it's funny because I'm sure in his mind he's like, look, I just need to save money. I'm not spending money on a fucking second wedding dress.
I bet you they got married on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and they had hot dogs, so it fucking worked out.
Do you think that he was using the same ketchup packet that the other wife used when they're
Yo, so here's the thing, right? Like, I think they're all assholes. Like,
Everybody's an
the last
asshole.
Yeah.
One of them is an asshole. But I think it's funny that she's asking because he came up to her at work and was like, "You're an asshole." Like, being an asshole is perspective. In that guy's perspective, in Adam's perspective, she was an asshole.
I missed the part where she gave the direct address.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing: is like Adam, you literally cheated on my friend.
yeah.
Right.
And you
like, what do you think was
invited
gonna
you.
happen?
Not only that, you had cheated on my friend, and then you invited me to the wedding with the girl that you cheated on my friend with.
Yeah.
So I'm not even saying, if I was her, I'd be like, I'm not even saying I'm not an asshole for calling the cops on you. But you, like, let's be real.
You should have
like, you-
known. Like, you
this
should
is-
have known.
There's multiple levels of assholeness that you came to. There was multiple times you were an asshole with me before I got to this point. Like, I'm just saying, like, everybody's an asshole. In this.
And you know what?
God,
Mary's
everybody.
an asshole because she clearly ratted out on this girl and said she told me where you were and all this stuff.
She told me where you were. I saw the pictures. I saw
And that's why the
all
guy
that
went to
shit.
her at work
Mary-
after.
Mary fucking ratted everybody. Mary was like, I got no friends up in this bitch. I know what this is like.
Yeah.
Burning this bitch down.
But
Yep.
like, I can understand kind of like Mary probably wanted to pull the trigger, one, because she got pissed the fuck off, sure. But also because after the fact, do you really think you're gonna see that shit again? Like, they could totally pretend they gave it away, they don't know where it is, da da da. Like,
Yeah, but you don't need to tell Adam. I know that. Look, I got a text message from so and so.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the part.
because
Mary
he found
sold
out.
Mary sold out her friend. She
Yeah.
said, like, I got a text message from this bitch on the day of your wedding, and I know what. Like, that's
Because
wow.
when he went back to work, he
Granted,
went right
I'm
at her.
sure she had to give the cops that picture to let them know it was there. Like, she had to divulge that information, or else
I
how
could
are the
just
cops
picture her
No,
gonna
she could divulge the fact that she got a photo. Now, who sent the
who sent
photo?
it, I guess.
And then if she invited the entire fucking workplace, it could have been anybody.
Also, what country is this from? Because all I can imagine is a bunch of cops with guns showing up at a wedding. It's take off your dress right now. Like, what? Here we don't give a shit. The cops. would have been
Guys,
like,
calm down. Everybody's white. Relax. Put your guns down. Take it easy.
Breathe.
Oh man. Does it say what country this happened in? I just want to know.
It said somewhere where the police are brutal. I remember that part.
And they
Somewhere where
really
the
care
police
about-
take every theft serious. So
Yeah, not here.
maybe
Not here.
Canada.
So
Could be Canada.
They take a lot of things seriously over
I
there.
would consider them brutal.
Did she say brutal? Is that the
It
word
said
that was
the
used?
police are
The police
ruthless.
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 Alright.
Ah, so close enough.
I mean,
Those Mounties, bro. Those Mounties can get crazy.
Don't get you.
did you steal that? Chrissy says, honestly, scream at me. If Mary was my BFF, I'm dropping pin locations. I'm taking pictures. She's getting a play-by-play if she wants it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say,
again,
like-
here's the thing, Chrissy. I agree that I believe Chrissy would do that, but I don't believe that Chrissy would even be at that wedding.
I think that
If
Chrissy
she's,
would ask,
if she's at that once she's at the wedding, then I believe Chrissy would do all those things. I don't believe Chrissy would accept
but
that.
that's
invitation.
because
agree.
She wants it because I think that Chrissy would be like, "Hey, guess who invited me to this fucking wedding? Like an idiot. Do you want me to go and take pictures?" Like that's what I'm saying. Like what would happen? Like I'm not fucking going. We're gonna plot how this is gonna be beneficial to us. Is if I sacrificially go to this stupid event so that I can just be a spy for you. Like that's legitimately the only reason. And women do that for each other. I have been in a lot of stupid situations that I did not want to be in, but I was doing it for a friend because they needed to know the information I was obtaining at said stupid event.
Do
So-
you think
What
they
a
did the
shield was-
Did they have the reception?
What
without
kind of
them?
shield was it? That's a callback. All right. Anyways, we're done. We're done. Everybody, I think so. Going around the horn. I think everybody's the asshole. What do you think?
Okay, look, everyone's kind of the asshole, except I think Mary's warranted. I think Mary. I'm on Team Mary.
Yeah.
I actually think that everybody but Mary is the asshole because I
Yeah.
think that
Not exactly. I'm on Team
friend-
Mary. Like,
well, because I think that the friend is happy with what happened. And so I don't think that she feels like Mary threw her under the bus by saying the thing about the photo. I think she's mad about that. So I don't think that I think that Mary's not the asshole, but everybody else is.
I'd say everybody's the asshole except for Mary. I'm on Team Mary too. I wouldn't put a full amount of assholeness on the friend. I didn't catch when you talked about the fact that she gave the exact address.
Yeah.
So that right there gives her like a 15% asshole. And if we're putting percentages, everybody else except for Mary's at 100%. Like completely.
I think the fact that she accepted the wedding invitation, that's the part that bothers me the most. After that, drop pins and fucking take pictures, all that shit. You fucking, but
yeah, but you don't know if it's one of those workplaces where it would be really beneficial to her to go, and it would actually screw her over if she didn't go. And
right.
And this is why we only go by what's written. Yeah. This is exactly the reason why, because then we started the slippery slope. Then we started going off.
Technically, it was written. Technically, it was written because they said that everybody in her department got invited to the wedding.
Right, but it doesn't mean that she couldn't. That it would, like, if she would have said professionally, I had to go to.
That's implied, though, dude. That's implied. If you say the entire
everybody got invited, it was. I think I took that as everybody got invited. It wasn't just me.
Right.
It does that to me. That to me doesn't mean it's career suicide if I didn't go. That's what Stephanie's trying to imply there. That could have been.
But I agree with Stephanie on that.
Been, but we don't know that.
I mean, you have working in a corporate environment like now that I know you did.
I don't think that everybody in that fucking office went to that goddamn wedding.
Well, like, she said her department.
You invite everybody because, like, even in elementary school, they tell you that if you're gonna invite one, you've got to invite all, and so that everybody got invited. And I could have easily had said, "I'm fucking busy that weekend."
Can I just tell you the balls? I still think the balls on this guy to be like, "Hey, you're friends with my ex, right? Well, I'm getting married to the girl that I cheated on him with, so I'm inviting you to the wedding." Like, the balls it takes.
Did she have the same bridesmaids?
Oh man.
Chrissy writes, she went because Mary told her to go. They had plans for drinks afterwards.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, I'm with that situation.
I wouldn't have even asked. That's my ride or die. All right, so thank you guys for checking us out. Appreciate you. Make sure you check out Q and Jeff have an amazing true crime podcast. Make sure you check it out. It's called Crimacopia. They have some dope ass merch that just dropped. So make sure you check it out. If you go to geekbro.net, you have all their social media and all the links. You can follow the link tree, bro. Just follow the look. Keep on clicking the links. Go to geekbro.net. Look up their social media from that geekbro.net, and then from their social media, you could buy their merch. I already ordered my shirt. Christy, I owe you money. And we jump on it together, so save on shipping, okay? It's not
ride
like
or die, bro. Ride or die.
Ride or die.
We save on shipping.
Order. It's a great design, great thing. So make sure you guys go to geekbro.net, check out the other podcasts on there, including but not limited to the aforementioned Cramacopia, the Mount Geekmore podcast, the Shiver horror movie podcast, the Kickflix martial arts movie podcast that Jeff and I are in, as well as Mike. So make sure you guys check that out. Pero let me tell you, and Childlike at Best with Mike Valdez. So make sure you guys check that out. Thank you. Q, anything else you want to plug?
No, that's pretty much it. Cramacopia. That's it.
Cramacopia. There you go. And thank you for checking us out. And that's how people come to podcast late, I guess. I don't know what else.
That's how time management is done.